All right, wonderful. So my name is Melody Brandon. I've been using essential oils for about 6 years now, and this topic is really passionate to me because this is sort of the reason why I actually got into essential oils 6 years ago. Now, I just taught a webinar on essential oils for emotional health last week, and I really love that. But when I originally got into essential oils, I was not thinking about them at all for emotional health. I had a bakery that time at that time, I think we had 20 employees, upwards of 40 at one point in two locations. I was pregnant with my daughter, and, I always had my best friend Excedrin, right, for chronic headaches. I don't know what you guys take in Australia, but that's what I would take for headaches. And when I got pregnant, I sort of had that aha moment of, oh, well, why can't I take this Excedrin anymore? I never thought twice about it. I'd always used that, and it worked for me. Now, I did notice that I was taking it quite a bit. I would take it 3 to 5 times a day. A week. But I just thought that's what you did. I didn't really think there was another option. And then, fast forward when I was 21, sixth season came, just like we are going into right now, right? And I was in college my first year, and I actually got strep throat 3 times in 1 year. And it was crazy because, I kept getting it over and over again. And the only thing my parents knew to do, and myself, was go to the doctors and get a prescription. And so each time I went, and each time I got a prescription for antibiotics, and each time my gut was left destroyed inside. But I didn't really know that at that time at all. I just thought that's what you did. And so by the end of the year, I actually ended up getting IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And my sister would always make fun of me because every time I'd go out, especially on a date or something, out to a restaurant, I would literally either throw up or diarrhea every single time. And so I didn't really know that was from the antibiotics at that time, but it clearly was. My gut system was just messed up completely. I was, having all of these side effects from the antibiotics, but I didn't know that. So, I had to be plagued with that for quite a while. And then when I was 28, I got pregnant, and, I was starting to research more, and I had a human growing inside of me, so I think that sort of opened my eyes to look at a couple of things, and a lot of my friends were getting pregnant. And I was starting to read articles about how antibiotic use is not healthy for you, especially in your first year of life. It could be like life altering, and then Tylenol and all these different things. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what do you do when you get sick? And this is stressful, because it's one thing if you're doing it to yourself, and it's another thing if you do it to your kiddos. And so, long story short, my sister-in-law is the one who actually introduced me to oils. She used them on a family vacation. All of her kids were sick, and she was about ready to leave her vacation. And, that moment we're like, this is miserable. I'm like 6 hours away from my house. Everyone's sick, up all night. And I woke up the next morning, I said, how did you guys do? Because the night before was miserable, I know. And I was expecting the same answer. I had a daughter by that time, 6 months old. And she had said, they slept through the night. They didn't cough all night. They didn't wake me up. They slept. And I was like, well, what'd you do? And she told me, I use these oils and this diffuser. And I'm like, well, what are oils and what's a diffuser? I mean, I had a humidifier, I think, at that time, but I had no idea what essential oils were. I had literally never heard of them when I was 28. And, hearing it from my sister-in-law and seeing it work right in front of my eyes, I was just ready to jump on board, because I really wanted something that was natural and actually work. Because I think at that time, it was 6 years ago, so my brain might be a little foggy, but at that time, I was researching so many things, but I wasn't finding anything natural, maybe in the health food aisle, it overwhelmed me, that was really working amazingly. I didn't have that community either where I could ask questions. And here I was, and I got a kit for Christmas, right? And I started using them, and they literally were those voodoo oils for me, right? They literally were working magic in front of my eyes in so many different things. Now, of course, essential oils are not a cure-all, which we'll talk about in a second, for every single thing, but a lot of essential oils literally feel sort of like a voodoo magic oil at times, because they're so fast-acting, and they work so well because they're potent. They work with our body, not against our body. And that's what I found. In the middle of the night, I would rub Digest Zen, which is their stomach blend, on my daughter's stomach, and lavender to help calm when she'd wake up in the middle of the night from stomach issues. And instead of her being up for like 30 minutes to an hour, she would be back to sleep within 5 to 10 minutes. And that's when my husband was like, maybe your voodoo oil collection and addiction is paying off for us. And that was 6 years ago. And I still own my bakery, but I've been so passionate about helping people use essential oils because for me, you know, finding a natural antibiotic was like my life goal at that point, I think. And when I found one in essential oils, I literally felt so much more prepared as a parent. And now, of course, as a 21-year-old, if I would have had that natural antibiotic, I would have been so thankful I wouldn't have had to get on antibiotics 3 times, right? And have IBS after it. So I love essential oils because, of course, I love the medical community. I have friends that are nurses. We have doctors and nurses in our essential oil group, but they all understand how powerful medication is, the side effects it has on our body, and then what power essential oils have and how well they work with our body. So if you could have a natural alternative that worked just as well as medication without the side effects, most people would say, yes, I want that. So that's what we're going to talk about today because in my opinion, back to school a lot of times is you're getting added stress, you're getting less sleep, you know, or you need help with sleep, you need help with energy and focus, you need help for those coughs, colds, congestions, stomach issues, right? The flu, all of those kind of things you need help with. And so we're going to talk about how you can use essential oils for all of those issues and more. I do have a couple crazy facts about antibiotic use in general, just to let us all be a little bit more aware of what we're putting in our body, how prevalent it is, and how there really is an alternative that you can go to and use. So I'm going to share my screen right now. We're going to be going over a lot of the oils. We'll talk about the 3 ways to use essential oils. We'll also talk about the top 10 oils that come in my favorite starter kits. And then if you want to get started, I'll talk about how you can get started as well. And then about our support community, which is literally a passion of mine because I feel like that's a real game changer. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. You can, like I said, type in the chat bar, or you can ask them at the end. So I hope you guys enjoy the webinar. So I'm going to click over and we will get started. Okay. Grab my slides over here. Here we go. So antibiotics, what are they? They're medications that eradicate or slow the growth of bacteria, and they're increasingly popular. Prescription drugs have surged 30% from 2000 to 2010, and I bet if I got the statistic to 2018 now, it would be even crazier, right? They're literally an answer for everything, but really shouldn't be. However, antibiotics were designed to help over-reliance on substances of creating our problems. And now these substances are creating our problems because we have an over-reliance to them, right? Research indicates up to half of the prescribed antibiotics aren't even necessary. And the prevalence of antibiotics is causing a serious public and personal health problem. Now, this is from Dr. Josh Axe's website, and he says between 2000 and 2015, human use of antibiotics, like he said, rose. Now it's up to 40%, right? And now we're getting antibiotic resistance. And this will be responsible for 10 million deaths, they say, by 2050. Clearly, a lot of people are taking antibiotics and a lot of money is being made. But are they hurting or helping us, right? So as antibiotic resistance continues to rise, these medications are creating even more of a health problem. And in this article by the CDC, in the nightmare bacteria, resistance to antibiotics infected 221 Americans in 2017, right? This is a big deal, and it's just getting worse. And this is one of the recent scary antibiotic side effects, is that antibiotic-resistant medications, because we've used them too much, and now we can't go to those antibiotics when we truly do need them because we're using them for things that we don't need. So some of the most common uses of antibiotics includes acne, bronchitis, pink eye, ear infections, STDs, skin infections, strep throat, diarrhea, upper respiratory tract infections, and urinary tract infections. It's important to note that antibiotics have zero effect on viral infections, which is why they should never be used for those. So an example of that would be a wrongly prescribed for the common cold or influenza, right? Some people also take antibiotics for throat infections, but they should never be recommended unless it's a bacterial throat infection, such as a strep throat. But like I said, you could even use essential oils before you have to go that route, and that will most likely be able to where you don't have to even use the antibiotics. Most sore throats, they say, will just go away on their own without antibiotics. Now, this is actually an ad that some of the nurse friends of mine who are in our oil group said they had posted in their hospital from the CDC, right? This clearly is showing that they know that they overprescribe. So it's saying, let's improve the antibiotic use to combat antibiotic resistance, right? This is a big problem. Even though you might not know about it, nurses and doctors definitely do. So 70%, they say, necessary prescriptions still need to improve drug selection, dose, and duration. At least 30% is unnecessary prescriptions being filled, right? This is crazy. So they say their goal is to reduce inappropriate outpatient antibiotic use by 50%. And this is the CDC, right? So if they're out there saying that we are overprescribing, we really as the consumer need to question if every single time you're going, you're getting prescribed an antibiotic, because most likely 1 in 3 times at least, it's a wrong prescription and your body is having unnecessary harm to it, right? Your gut health is getting destroyed because you're taking this and you don't even need to. So knowledge is power. This article is actually straight from the CDC government here in the US, so you can go and look it up. Now, this is from Dr. Josh Axe's website. You can see he has insane antibiotics side effects. So the first one we talked about, right? The number of American deaths due to antibiotic-resistant bacteria is totally going up. Then it causes that antibiotic resistance more and more. You can also, pneumonia, UTIs are also harder to treat. You can get something called a swollen or black hairy tongue from like amoxicillin, which is one of the most common. Then you can get serious side effects, right? Like jaundice, seizures, hives. You can get messed up menstrual cycles. You can get brain impacts. You can get lots of allergies and asthma are coming out more and more. It says antibiotics are facing an existential crisis less than a century since their introduction. The bacteria-fighting drugs are becoming less effective as a result of their overuse in both humans and animals, because they use them in the food you eat all the time. So even if you're like, oh man, I don't use them that often, you're probably eating a lot of meat that has antibiotics in it. So 792,000, right, number of babies in studies linking early childhood antibiotic use to allergies and asthma. So if you had something that you could use on your babies, on your little kiddos, before you had to go the antibiotic route, would you, right? And it seems like the answer should be a big yes. Diarrhea, right? That's a huge one. Dehydration, all of these kind of things come from overuse of antibiotics. There are 47 million excess prescriptions each year put patients at needless risk for allergic reactions or something, sometimes deadly diarrhea or whatever that word is. I actually don't know. I took this straight off of Dr. Axe's website, so maybe I should look that one up. I don't want that one for sure. Antibiotics are life-saving drugs, and if we continue down the road of inappropriate use, we will lose the most powerful tool we have for life-threatening infections, right? We want this tool when we need to use it, but most of the times we're using it inappropriately. Losing these antibiotics would undermine our ability to treat patients with deadly infections, cancer, provide organ transplants, and save victims of burns and trauma. So this is definitely a very big deal. And really, as we're going into school season, sixth season, right? We want to make sure that we have the tools in our medicine cabinet that when we do get sick, we don't feel like we have to run right away to the doctor's office. We have an option first that we can do at home and feel a little bit more empowered. So again, here's just a couple more from Dr. Axe's websites: bodily infection, antibiotic resistance, allergies, and asthma. If you want to look more of this up, you can actually go to Dr. Josh Axe's website. He has the articles, links to it. It's really informative. I love his website. So that is from there. And then the other ones were from the CDC. So the question is, if we're not using antibiotics, right, or if we're not wanting to run to cough medicine or, Pepto-Bismol or whatever those things are that you're running to, what can we go to? So let's talk about what essential oils are. So essential oils are not just Oops, I think I'm echoing. Let me turn some real quick. Okay. Let me just do that one more time. Okay, so essential oils are not just sweet smelling or tasting liquids. They are some of the most potent, concentrated, and effective parts of a plant. They're distilled in a hyper-concentrated form, and pure essential oils are like the super fuel of a plant. And it has tremendous implications for you and me. So depending on the oil, their properties can be antimicrobial, antibacterial, pain-killing, antiseptic, antispasmodic, anti-inflammatory. They can help boost your immune system, promote circulation, The list goes on and on. They can soothe, give you mood-enhancing effects, and in some cases, alleviate depression. Essential oils can be used to treat aches and pains, potent natural cleaning detergents, bug repellents, mosquitoes, skin ailments like dandruff and eczema, and they smell amazing on a purely superficial level. And on a deeper level, they can be used for alternative healing modalities in order to improve the quality of your health. And then this author from the book, Essential Oils, I'm blanking on the name of it. I have it over my couch. I'll have to look at the name. This author says, what tool do you have so readily at your disposal that offers all of these benefits and this creativity? And the answer I found was nothing. Nothing was giving me what essential oils were in the amount of different ways I could use them and how powerful and potent they were, yet safe and effective. So like we said, they're the super fuel of the plant. They're either cold pressed or steam distilled, and they're highly concentrated. So the reason why they work well is they are so highly concentrated that 1 drop of peppermint is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So that's why you're going to get an effect from it, right? Now, with that potency comes, responsibility in using them appropriately, which we'll talk about, but knowing that you can use these oils and they really will have the effect that you want. They come from the roots, the flowers, the fruit rinds, the bark, the leaves, and they're basically nature's medicine cabinet. So I just want to be clear that doTERRA essential oils do not prevent, treat, or cure a disease, right? Your lifestyle choices, the food you eat, how much you sleep, what you exercise, those are what are going to prevent disease, right? Now, your doctor is going to treat the symptoms and fix broken parts. So I'm not saying essential oils are going to fix your broken arm, right? But your body is what cures disease. Now, doTERRA essential oils provides your body with the nutrients and tools necessary to do what it's designed to do, which is heal itself. And so that's what we're going to talk about is how can you utilize essential oils to help your body heal itself? And I'm super excited to share with you. So the 3 main ways that you use essential oils are aromatically, topically, and internally. And first off, we're going to talk about aromatic use. So aromatic use is super simple. You can see in this photo, we have a diffuser. A lot of people love using a diffuser. That's one of my favorite ways to use essential oils. It's one of the fastest acting ways to use them too, because it quickly goes to your brain. You get an instant effect. So you literally are just going to add your oils to your diffuser. You open up the top, you pour in tap water, and you add your oils to it. Now, depending on what diffuser you get, this one comes in one of the kits we're talking about today, actually for free, and it's one of my favorite diffusers. In this one, I use between 5 and 10 drops total, and you can mix them. So if you have a couple oils, you want to do allergy blend, lavender, lemon, and peppermint, you could do 3 drops of each. Maybe if you're doing it in a young kiddo's room, you might do more like 1 or 2 drops of each, right? Totally personal preference, because everybody likes different strongness, right? Maybe you want more potent or less potent, and it also depends on the size of your room. You can also add 1 or 2 drops to your hand, rub them together, cup over your face and inhale. That is a great potent way to get an aromatic effect. You could add them to a steamy shower. I love doing that. I love adding peppermint and wild orange in the morning or lavender at night just to calm down. It's like a spa effect. And you can also get diffuser jewelry or personal inhalers and take those around with you, and you're literally going to be able to get that aromatic effect. Now, aromatically, you could use essential oils. Let me pop over and show my face for a second. So one of my favorite ways to use these for sick season would be like germs, right? We are getting germs all the time when we're coming home from work or our kiddos are coming home from school. So literally you can put On Guard, which is doTERRA's protective blend, their immune support blend, in the diffuser. You could add in Wild Orange, which is super cleansing, Melaleuca, which is antibacterial and antifungal, lemon, another great cleansing oil. All of those oils, frankincense for immune boosting too. Add any of those oils you want. First off, most of them smell amazing, and they're going to go in and they're actually going to kill the germs in the air. Pretty crazy, right? Literally studies showing that essential oils in the air can kill the stuff like influenza in the air. So that's pretty great. Instead of getting that dominoing effect where everyone gets sick, maybe let's just get that one person. We'll cut that person's sickness in half by using the oils, and then no one else is going to probably get sick because you're going to be using the oils topically and aromatically, right? To not get that passed on to everyone. I also love it for coughs, colds, congestions. Also for sleep, I always use a diffuser for sleep at night, using lavender, wild orange, or frankincense or breathe to clear the airways. And then I also just love it because it makes my house smell amazing. We'll talk about synthetic fragrance in a second, but it's pretty important to know what you're actually breathing in. So if you're a teacher and you're using Glade plugins, right? That's not stuff you want to breathe in on a daily basis. That's carcinogens, right? So those are chemicals. That's where you're going to get all those, autoimmune issues and, all of that stuff in our bodies that we're getting that toxic overload. That's from a lot of stuff that we breathe in, that we put on our skin. So changing out some of those fragrances that you're using to actually essential oils, which smell great and have health benefits, is so amazing. And they're super cost effective because instead of burning a fall flavored candle that really you don't even know what those scents are in there, you could do wild orange and cinnamon and on guard and all that, and your house will smell amazing. And you're going to be getting that boost that you want for pennies, right? Whereas candles, especially clean ones, cost an arm and a leg and don't run very long. With the diffuser, it runs for 1, 2, and 4 hours at a time. So you could do a diffuser blend in the morning, you could change it up in the afternoon, and you could do another one at night. Now, if you get into oils and you sort of get addicted and love this new healthier choice for your life, you might want to get another diffuser and add one to a bedroom, leave one in the bedroom. If you're a teacher, you might want one at your classroom and one at home for sure. But starting out with at least one diffuser, in my opinion, is definitely key so you can get that aromatic benefit all throughout the day. They even have car diffusers, which are awesome. You can use if you have a long commute and you need energy or you need mood support. I love oils for mood support. So depression, anxiety, stress, great way to use essential oils. So here's one more visual. So how does it actually work? When you smell the oil, what does it do? As you can see, it literally goes straight up to your brain. And this is what the quote says from the book, Just the Essentials. When you sniff an essential oil, some of the molecules of the oil actually enter your nostrils and dissolve in your olfactory. These molecules stimulate receptors that take the information to your olfactory cortex, and that's where the smell is processed. Now, something else happens when you smell these airborne essential oils. It literally goes to the parts of your brain that govern emotion, memory, learning, and behavior. So those are all things that you need, right, in life. Emotion, right? I always need stuff for emotional health. Memory, definitely, especially if we're talking back to school, right? Test taking, studying, all that. Now learning, of course, right? Helping ourselves and our kiddos. And then emotion. So all of those behavior. So whether you have someone who's melting down or acting up, or has too much energy, needs to calm down, or stressed out, all of those kind of things you can use essential oils for. And the reason why they're so effective is because they work by triggering these parts of your brain. Certain smells can change the way you feel almost instantly. In fact, research shows that everything from nausea, stress, insomnia, anxiety, dementia, high blood pressure can all be positively affected just by inhaling airborne essential oils. So pretty amazing. Here's a couple studies for you. So this one said a study showed people inhaling lavender and rosemary for 5 minutes, and guess what? The blood levels of their stress hormone cortisol were measured before and after the test, and just by inhaling, researchers showed that they lowered the levels of cortisol in their body. I mean, that means their stress hormones receded. That's amazing, right? I'm personally dealing with that. I actually get pretty stressed out of my life at times. So I'm really trying to be so aware of using these oils to help me. Because to be honest, once you get your hormones, your cortisol, your thyroid, your adrenals all out of whack, let me tell you, ladies, it is not fun. So let's try to get that before we whack out our system when we're overwhelmed with life. Let's use something that we can help naturally to lower those levels of cortisol in our body to help us with stress, anxiety, depression. And then another study showed, this is from Dr. Axe's book, Essential Oils, Ancient Medicine, that for internal use, taking lavender oil, internally they alleviated insomnia, anxiety, and depression, also helped with Alzheimer's, and reduced depression by 32.7% of people that had PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. So pretty amazing statistics. Now, the next way you're going to use essential oils is topically. So you can use essential oil topically by adding it to your skin, and it actually penetrates the skin into the bloodstream, and then it can go to the parts of your body to give internal therapeutic benefits. So you can use this from anything from skincare, anxiety, respiratory issues, issues, energy, muscle pain, etc. And I'm going to show you a couple ways that I use them. So let me click back over real quick. So this is sort of like my medicine cabinet to go. I literally have it. Oops, I was just using one, so I had it there. And I take this in my purse. So I have my hand sanitizer. I have my hormone oils. I have my tummy oil. I even have a stain cleaner. I have my mood support, my get well oils, my detox oils. All of these in here, and I use them for my kiddos and myself. So when something happens, I actually can have it. If there's a tummy ache, if someone's getting sick, I don't have to wait till I get home. If I'm feeling stressed out, or if I'm trying to detox, all of those things I can do by making roller bottles. So in the kits that I have today, I'm definitely adding the roller bottles because it's one of my favorite ways to use oils. So for example, if you had respiratory issues, right, and you wanted to help with that, you could make a roller bottle that says breathe, and you could add the breathe blend to it, which has rosemary in it, peppermint, all of those oils, cardamom to help with respiratory issues, then adding frankincense for inflammation, lemon for cleansing, all of those kind of things would be great. And you can actually roll this straight on the chest. You could also, if it was for an issue like, overall immune support, or you got sick, you could do behind the neck. You could do down the spine and the bottoms of the feet. If it's for issues like headaches or emotional issues, I like temples, behind the ears, the back of the neck, maybe the wrists and the chest. Those are all sorts of great areas. Now, if you had a stomach ache, you would apply it to the stomach. If you had a sore muscle, you'd apply it to that sore muscle. And since oils are so potent, we actually don't need to actually take that bottle and dump a bunch of drops on and then rub it all over, right? When you do that, actually, if you just have the drops, a lot will disappear into the air that are really volatile. You won't even get a lot actually going onto your skin and into, actually into the skin. So what we do is we use a carrier oil, which is a coconut oil. It's a fractionated coconut oil, meaning it always stays liquid, so it never solidifies. And this is really great because we can put it in our roller bottles with our essential oil to help dilute it. Because I want to show you what we have, and I'll show you in a second at the end, is we have charts and recipe guidelines because we want to make sure when you get your oils in your kit, you're actually going to use them. So we tell you in here, we say, okay, do you have energy, stress, sleep? And we tell you the exact oils to use to it that come in your exact kit. And then depending on the age, if you're using it on a baby or, an older person or a teen, we tell you how many drops to do. So for example, if you were making, this perfume blend I made, for an adult, would use between 20 and 40 drops total. Now, in this one, I have 3 different oils. So if I was going to do 20 drops, right, I would do about 8 drops or 7 drops of each oil. Then the rest I would fill up with my fractionated coconut oil. So roller bottles are so easy to make. My 6-year-old literally makes her own roller bottles, so I know you can too. We have all of it in the charts for you. It's super simple to do. You literally pour your oils in, add your fractionated coconut oil, and you can start applying. Now with the oils, the other great thing about using coconut oil is it helps with any kind of skin sensitivities. So if you have sensitive skin, we're diluting the oil since it's potent, right? So you don't get those. And then it also helps to trap the oil so it doesn't go off into the air and help it go deeper into the pores. And then it also helps it get to a larger area on your body. Now, in some of our blends, there's citrus oils. If you're in like summer season, wherever you're at, and you want to put them on a part where you're going to go out and tan, you don't want to do that with citrus oils because those are like photosensitive. All the other oils should be fine, but if you're going to go out and use like bergamot or wild orange, maybe put it on behind the ears or the wrist areas, the bottoms of the feet. That's a great place to put oils where you're not going to get a sunburn. Now for kiddos, I love the bottoms of the feet because you don't want to get oils in your eyes, in your ears, or in your nose. And so putting on the bottoms of the feet and adding socks on are a great way to use oils without them touching it and getting in those places. Now, if you ever used an oil and it was sensitive on your skin or you got it in a place that you didn't want to, you actually wouldn't take water and apply it to that spot because if you did, the water actually drives it deeper into your pores. You're actually going to take that fractionated coconut oil or like a milk and then apply that. That'll dissipate the feeling, right? So for me, if one of my biggest, things that could happen wrong with essential oils is a little skin sensitivity, I'm like, hallelujah, praise the Lord as a mom, because that's such a mild side effect. If you look at other kind of medications, even like Tylenol out there, which people use all the time, there are actually really serious side effects, and we don't even think twice about it, at least here in the US. Maybe it's different in Australia. So you really can feel so confident using the oils. And the other great thing is we'll talk about our support group. It's great because any time of the day, someone's on Facebook, you can go and you can ask a question anytime. You can talk type in a past topic and see all the answers. You can watch webinars, get charts and recipes, ebooks, all of that kind of stuff. So you feel confident using your oils, and they really do become making over your medicine cabinet. Now, when you're using oils, it's better to use a little bit diluted more often than a bunch at once. So if you're sick, you would actually apply that oil multiple times, maybe even once an hour, right? Once every half hour. But if it's more for like an immune booster, you could just add it once a day. So that's sort of about topical use. It's one of my favorite ways to use it, along with diffusing. Love those. And then lastly, we're going to talk about internal use. Now, not every company can you use essential oils internally, but doTERRA oils are super pure and third-party tested, and actually essential oils have so many health benefits for you. Now, when I first got into oils 6 years ago, there wasn't really great stuff out there, and I couldn't really get answers from anywhere, so I actually didn't use internally for the first year until I actually did get sick during sick season, and I was like, you know what? I either need to take these internally to get more of an effect, or I might have to go to that antibiotic that I really know I don't want to go to. And so I used them internally, and I was amazed. They worked so potent, so well, that I literally was better within 1 to 2 days. So now I've been using essential oils for internal use-wise for about 5 years, and they have been a game changer. So I use oils internally from everything from helping to detox and cleanse my body, helping with weight loss, helping with inflammation for like headaches and tension that I get a lot, for stomach issues. There's so many different ways that you can use essential oils internally. You definitely do want to be careful because they are potent, right? So 1 drop of peppermint, 28 cups of peppermint tea. We do not need a lot of essential oils to get the effect we want. And so we have guidelines for that for sure. You can use your essential oils internally in a couple of different ways. So you could actually, use your water bottle and add with a drop of lemon. That's super cleansing, or wild orange. That's gonna be great, right? They say lemon in your water every day. Add a drop of lemon oil. It's awesome. Now, you don't want to do it in plastic because it'll actually break down the plastic, and that will not be good in your water. But in a stainless steel or a glass cup, it's perfect. Another thing is, if you had like allergies, taking it internally has been a game changer for a lot of people, even more so than diffusing and topical. So you can actually get an empty veggie cap. You can open it up and you can actually put your drops in here. Maybe try 1 drop of each first. Take that with water. I always drink a lot of water whenever I'm taking essential oils internally, and then you're literally going to feel that effect. Or if you get chronic headaches, most of my customers, and I have quite a few, have found that taking essential oils like frankincense and putting a drop on their thumb, holding up to the roof of their mouth, or putting it under their tongue and taking it daily has really cut down their chronic migraines and headaches from, say, like 6 a month down to 1, right? Or prevented so many. So those are the kind of ways that we want to use essential oils internally to support our body. Now, if you're like, oh, that sort of weirds me out to do it myself, doTERRA actually does have a whole line of essential oils in capsule form. And so you can get, say, these ones, it's already in the soft gels for you. These are one of my favorite. It has On Guard, the protective blend, but it also has oregano, the antibiotic of essential oil, Melissa, which is one of the most expensive essential oils, but they put it in here, and black pepper. So for me during sick season, this is a game changer. My kiddos don't take the soft gels. At most, what my kiddos take internally are these beadlets. So they're 1/3 of a drop of oil per tiny beadlets. It's just the On Guard. And I'll put it in Manuka honey, which is a great honey to help with health as well. And my daughter will just suck that down, and she doesn't even pop the beadlet, so she doesn't have to taste it. So for her, she's sick, 6 years old, that's worked wonderful for us. But otherwise, mainly I'm using them internally, and this is a great way. Or they have one if you need it for detoxing, like I said, allergies or sleep. So those are kind of things you could add on, once you get started with oils. If you're like, you know what, I have this specific chronic issue that I want a little more support with, these are some great ways you can use them internally. So those are the 3 main ways. Now, of course, you can use essential oils in baths and make, detox baths and Epsom salt, relaxing baths. And you can do it in skin, facial scrubs, all sorts of ways. You can actually cook with essential oils, right? So many ways to use essential oils. But those are the top 3 ways. Now, lastly, before we get to all the oils, we're going to talk about why doTERRA. So when I first got started, actually did not know there was a lot of essential oil companies out there, or any at all. I just went to doTERRA because I saw it work right in front of my face, and my sister-in-law researches everything. So I knew if she went with doTERRA, it probably had to be the best company out there. And it definitely is true. Now, 6 years later, it still is the #1 essential oil company in the world, and that's because it's the most tested and trusted. So doTERRA has 5 levels of testing. They actually added more. I think we're up to 8 levels of testing, and it's done by a third party. You can actually look on the bottom of your bottle, which I forgot to mention with internal use. Now that remind me, some of the essential oils you're definitely not going to take internally, and they will have a childproof cap on it, or on the label, as we're talking about labels, it'll actually have no dietary facts. So on the ones you can take internally, they are GRAS, generally recognized as safe by the FDA, and you can take them internally. And they have the supplement facts. Now, the other ones that don't have the supplement facts and have a childproof cap too, you definitely don't want to. But if you look on the bottom of your bottle, we'll actually have a code. You can go to doTERRA's website called Source to You and actually look up where your own oil bottle was sourced, what country it's from, and the testing done on it. And doTERRA came out with this about a year or two ago, and it's been a game changer because a lot of companies can say, my oils are 100% pure, but there's actually no FDA regulation on essential oils. So when you get a bottle, it could say 100% pure, and that's sort of the same thing as 100% natural, meaning a lot of foods say that, and they're definitely not natural. And they've tested some oil companies to show that they actually have fillers and contaminants in their oils, and they are not 100% pure. So with doTERRA, they work with over 70 different countries and go and source the oils where they're indigenously grown and work with the farmers there instead of getting them through third-party brokers. Now, doTERRA has an amazing line of oils, so many great blends, and they even have products to help completely change over a non-toxic lifestyle. And the thing I love about doTERRA, which I didn't realize, is, when we talk about sourcing, it really does make a difference. So if you think about oil, if you think about wine, there's $3 wine, there's $3,000 wine. What's the difference? It's all grapes, right? Well, most people know that are wine connoisseurs that there's a big difference. And that's because of where it's sourced, how it's grown, when it's harvested, how long in between. All of those steps make a huge difference in the end result. That's the same thing with essential oils. So a lot of companies farm the oils here in the US or get it through a third-party broker where you do not even know where those oils came from. That's not what doTERRA does. They work with the farmers in that country where it's best grown, and that's where they get the oils. Then it's gone through all the levels of testing to where you get your bottle and you can see the results on it. And they do not put out a product unless it's 100% pure, no fillers and contaminants, super potent. So that's what I love about them. And of course, I love our community, which we'll talk about more in a second. But that's definitely why you're not going to go to, Whole Foods or the discount store or even online and get frankincense oil for $5. If you really want to help the inflammation in your body, your digestive issues, your insomnia, your depression, you want oils that are actually going to work. And it makes a complete difference on how they're sourced and how they're grown and how they're processed. So I always want to make sure and educate people, because I've had some people use oils and say, oh my gosh, they don't work. And then they go and show me what the oils are and they can completely smell the difference, right? Or I had one lady put oregano, which is a hot oil, under her tongue, and she said, I love it. And she got it from a grocery store, and she's like, it helps me when I'm sick. Then she bought doTERRA's and put it under her tongue, and it literally burned her tongue, which we always tell people, oregano is a hot oil. Well, clearly her oil was completely diluted, right? It was not pure straight or oregano oil, and she definitely knew that. So really important to know where you're getting your oils from and where they're sourced. All right, now let's move on to the oils. I'm going to go a little quick because we do want to get through it on time, but let's start with one of my favorite oils, lavender. So lavender is all things calming. It's amazing for sleep. It's great for stress and anxiety, so all things you're going to need during back to school season, right? It's awesome for burns, so whether it be a sunburn or a burn from a fire. It also is great for fevers, one of my favorite oils for that. And I love it in Epsom salt baths for sore muscles. It's also great in my allergy blend, so lavender, lemon, and peppermint, all oils that come in this kit. And it's great for anti-aging and eczema too, so lots of kind of skin issues. So calming in all ways for the body. So in this one, it says, research confirms we're a pretty stressed out culture. 75% of Americans have experienced a symptom of stress in the last month. Lavender is synonymous for stress reduction, touted for its antidepressant, calming, and tension-soothing effects. Then another oil, Roman chamomile, helps with relaxing and antidepressant qualities as well and blends great with lavender. So there's lots of ways you can use these oils, and you can even blend them together. Now, what if you want your house to smell good, or your classroom, or your work environment, or your car? Well, when you see the words fragrance or perfume, or how they pronounce it over there, Remember, if you look on the back of your products, I bet almost all of them, if they're not natural, are going to say fragrance, right? It's a beauty ingredient list or like a cleaner. That often means it's not natural essential oils that you're smelling, but instead you're getting a complex blend of synthetically produced chemicals that make up an aroma. Now, in 2010, the Environmental Working Group released this eye-opening study which revealed that fragrance industry had published safety assessments for only 34% of their unlabeled ingredients in their products. Moreover, the study analyzed that the chemical makeup of the 17 popular fragrances. Now, on average, each fragrance had 14 secret chemicals that they don't even have to tell you about it. 10 synthesizing chemicals, as in they can trigger an allergic reaction. 12 of them had not even been tested for safety, and 4 chemicals had been shown to be hormone disruptors in humans. This is crazy, but it's going on all over. Another recent study revealed that one of the fragrances commonly added to scent candles, scented candles, not scent, scented candles and air fresheners converts into carcinogenic formaldehyde when released into the air. So people, we really need to know what we're breathing in, right? That's why we're getting so many autoimmune, cancer, all of this popping up, right? Hormone disruptors, because of the things we're breathing in, we're eating, and we're putting on topically. So let's get to oregano, that antibiotic, that oil that I just was dreaming of, right? Now, this oil does not smell good. You will not use it all the time, but when you use it, you'll be so thankful for it. Now, one thing that's great about oils is they last really long. So oregano could last up to 5 to 10 years, right? Now, citrus oils last about 2, the others 5 to 10. So even if you don't use oregano all the time, when you're sick, you'll be so glad you got it because it's self-selective. So unlike regular antibiotics, it only kills the bad and leaves the good. And since the oils are plant-based, our body doesn't fight against it like it does with the antibiotics. Because with regular antibiotics, it literally depletes your gut flora and leaves you so messed up inside that you get lots of side effects. So this oil is for sure going to be in my sick blend, and it also is amazing to help take off warts and skin tags. Now this is from Dr. Josh Axe, and he said oregano oil contains powerful compounds like I'm going to pronounce these names wrong, sorry, but you can read them right there. Scientific studies show strong antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. It's one of his favorite alternatives for antibiotics. So awesome. Melaleuca, it's antibacterial, antifungal. It's very cleansing, great for DIY cleaning. It prevents and kills lice, and it helps take skin tags and warts off. It's also in my sick blend, and it's one of the best oils for acne. I love this for skin cleansing a lot of times. So many different ways to use Melaleuca. You will literally find it using it all the time. Now, I'm going to talk about 4 oils. If you have coughs, colds, congestions, what are you going to use? So Dr. Axe says Melaleuca, which is the same as tea tree oil, is one of the best ones because it has that antimicrobial properties, giving it the ability to kill off bad bacteria that then lead to the respiratory conditions. Also, we'll talk about lemon oil, which comes in your kit. It helps to boost your immune system. It helps with lymphatic drainage, very important when you get sick and you're battling a respiratory infection. Eucalyptus and rosemary, both of those are in the Breathe blend. 2 other oils that are great for coughs, right? Another one said peppermint. You get that as the straight oil. It's also in the Breathe blend as well. All 5 of these oils are awesome for coughs, colds, and congestion. A 2011 study showed that eucalyptus, peppermint, oregano, and rosemary were able to prove upper respiratory ailments among the 26 participants in the treatment group. By inhaling these 5 oils 5 times a day for 3 days, they indicated that they had greater improvements with their cough, sore throat, and hoarseness. It only took 20 minutes. So literally, this is not even using topically. This is not even using internally, just breathing them in. So very, very powerful. Now let's move on to On Guard. Now, if you've heard about doTERRA, you've probably heard about On Guard. It's one of their most popular oils. They even have a whole line on this. So you can get their hand sanitizer, you can get their cleaner concentrate, you can get their laundry detergent, their hand soap. It's so amazing. So On Guard is a blend of oils. So that means it's a bunch of oils that are great for immune boosting and protecting, and they put it all in one. So like cinnamon, wild orange, all of those. And it's great for a DIY hand sanitizer. It kills the germs in the air. It's also my immune support blend and my Get Well blend. And it literally kills 99.9% of germs and is a way better hand sanitizer than the ones you're buying at the store, which a lot are proven not to even work or have harmful side effects. weeks. And I use that as a DIY cleaner all the time with lemon oil. Lemon oil is super purifying, cleansing. It's amazing for refreshing and for a mood uplift. So you could use it in your diffuser. It's also my magical Goo B Gone. My 4-year-old little boy literally gets Sharpie marker, paint, foam, goo, anything everywhere. And he always tells me, Mom, get your lemon oil, because he literally sees me using that every day. It's also in my allergy blend and my Get Well blend, and I love it for sore throats. I put it on Manuka honey, a drop of lemon oil, and On Guard and Manuka honey, or I add it to tea, and it's literally a game changer. Now, if you're getting those coughs, colds, congestions, like we said, Breathe Blend is a blend of all the top respiratory oils. So you're thinking asthma, coughs, colds, congestions, clearing the airways, snoring, and it also helps boost other properties when you combine it with other oils. So an awesome oil to have. And frankincense. So frankincense alone in the large bottle retail is $93. So this is literally the king of oils. Now in the kits, you're going to see it comes at a very discounted rate. That's one of the reasons why I love helping people get started with kits. This oil you literally could use for everything in your life. It's one of my favorites. It helps with inflammation in the body. Now inflammation is the basis of so many issues we all deal with. So if you have gut issues, your stomach hurts, inflammation in your body. If you have headaches or head tension, inflammation. Joint and muscle pain, inflammation. Skin issues, inflammation, and the list goes on and on. So if we can get to that root cause and help the inflammation in our body, we're literally going to help so many of the issues that we're dealing with. So we're going to get that root cause instead of taking the medication, which masks the issue. We want to help you help your body heal itself. A frankincense is an oil that will definitely do that. So it's also an amazing wrinkle reducer, and it's great for sunspots, so I love it for anti-aging. It also helps with mood support, so for anxiety, it's one of the top oils, and I love it in my immune support blend and my sick blend. So literally you can see I'm using it for everything, and it also has a lot of different studies and personal testimonies of people using frankincense to help with healthy cell growth, which is the opposite of cancer, right? Cancer is abnormal cell growth. So frankincense is going to be an oil you probably want to use on an everyday basis on your family to help with that healthy cell growth in the body and be anti-cancer. Digest Zen, another blend. It's a blend, the top stomach issues all in one. So gas, bloating, constipation, nausea, stomach aches. And also a little oil hack is if you are having a cough, cold, and congestion, you can actually dilute it and apply it to the bridge of your nose to help break up the mucus all blocked up in there, and that it helps as well. So this has been a game changer oil for my family. Works basically immediately, and I just rub it on, or for an adult, you could take it internally, and it literally, so many testimonials from this oil blend alone. And then if you have tension, which a lot of people at work, if you're a mom, if you're a school teacher, even if your kiddo has growth pains, like the growing pains, this oil is awesome for that. So it's a blend. It has the childproof cap, so you aren't going to take it internally, but it helps with sore muscles, back pain, joint pain, fibromyalgia, tension relief, and migraines. Peppermint is also a great oil. This one helps to cool down the body. So if you have a fever, hot flashes, anything like that, love peppermint. It also helps with burns, sunburns, helps with the respiratory issues, right? We said it was in that Breathe blend. It also helps with digestive issues. It's in that Digest Zen blend. And then it's in my tension headache blend. So many studies showing that peppermint can relieve tension headaches. It's one of the top ones. I love out of this kit combining it with lavender and frankincense. Peppermint, lavender, and frankincense for tension headaches. And then for allergies, it's in that lavender, lemon, and peppermint. And for energy and focus, which is awesome for back to school, you can use peppermint and lemon, or peppermint and wild orange, or peppermint just by itself. It's a great oil. And I always love adding in wild orange as a freebie because it's one of my favorite oils. It's super refreshing, super uplifting to the mood. It smells amazing. It also helps with anxiety, depression, stress, immune support, cleansing, and it's a natural cleaner. So basically, I have wild orange everywhere I go because I love it so much. So I like adding that one in. In recent studies, orange oil reduced anxiety when inhaled and applied topically. It slowed down participants' pulse rates and breathing rates, while they reported feeling more cheerful and vigorous. So it's not only a sedative or stimulant, but it also helps balance out your mood. So you can see, you can use these oils singly, like I could use peppermint straight alone for a tension headache, or I could combine them with different combos. So you'll see that Get Well blend, or the allergy, or owie, or sleep, or cool down for fevers. So many different ways, and we have all of these kind of recipes in our private Facebook group. We also have charts and recipes just like this. So here's the one on the Home Essential and the Family Essentials kit, which we'll talk about. And it tells you what combos to use. It tells you how to dilute them, what to put them in. It's just super helpful. Now this month, if you want to get started with the Home Essentials kit and you are here in the US, this is a US and Canada promo only. So sorry if you're on Australia, they probably do have another promo we could talk to you about. And you could talk to the person that's helping you get started with oils, and they can let you know what the Australia promo is. But in the US, you get with the Home Essentials kit a free Manuka and a free Litsea oil. Now these are actually only been offered in Australia before, so you can get these in Australia, but we've never been able to in the US before. And this is a $90 retail order available for free with the Home Essentials kit. They're both great skincare oils. They help reduce blemishes, acne, great for overall skincare, and for mood support, it helps with anxious feelings, balance, grounding, and then lots of other things. So it helps things with insect repellent, allergies, stress support, antioxidant support. So these two oils you actually get for free with the Home Essentials kit. Now, community and education. This is so key. If you get a kit, I hear from so many people that get started and their oils sit in the cupboard, and it makes me so bummed for them. And they just don't know how to use them, or they're getting worried, oh, how do I use them? Well, what if I told you you could have a community that could give you all of that? So that's what I want to share with you right now. So if you go over here, when you get started with our group, you're literally going to get added to our private Facebook group that has over 2,600 members in it. You can see right over here. We do keep it private because we just offer so much that we can't offer it to everybody. In here, you can see people ask questions any time of the day. What and how is Copaiba used? Great question. And you can look, 6 answers, right? I think my 18-month-old has an ear infection for swimmer's ear. What do I do, right? People are answering, oh, another ear infection one, okay? Molluscum, the little warts all over it, a muscle roller bottle. You can see all of these questions, and people answer them all throughout the day. Milk supply for moms, right? So many different ways to use the oils. And in here, you can ask questions, or you can search topics. So if you had like ear infection, you could literally type in at 12 o'clock at night, you could type in ear infection, and then all the past posts would pop up that have talked about ear infections. You can see 15 comments, 9 comments, 2 comments. And we are definitely like a holistic community which talk about all the different ways, not just essential oils, on how you can help your body. Then we'll also give ebooks. If you go over to our photo section, in our album section, we have tons of ebooks and resources. You go over here to ebooks, and you're literally going to get everything from essential oils for whole body health, to thyroid, to aromatic use, to babies, to DIY recipes for skincare, to green cleaning, and they're full ebooks just waiting for you. We have webinars and all sorts of things like that. And then you'll also get this ebook right away, Welcome Guide to Using Your Essential Oils. And it goes over, again, all of your oils that you're going to be getting, all of your safety and education, how you dilute your oils, roller bottle recipes, spray bottle recipes, diffuser blend recipes, how to clean your diffuser. Literally any question, you have this ebook plus a ton more, plus our group. So you are just going to be filled with information to make sure you use your oils. So that is our community. I'm going to give you a couple little testimonials, and then we're right on time to end at 4. One of the people in our group said, oh, I'm truly a believer now. I rolled the oil on her tummy around 4 p.m. and she just went big time. This was a mom who now actually shares essential oils and helps educate people because of the impact they've had on her family's life. Her daughter was constipated and in so much pain, and I told her some things to do, and she used that Digest Zen blend, and literally she had bowel movement right away, and just started to change her diet. So it definitely was the Digest Zen to the rescue. I am using it again in the morning, and I hope it keeps her regular, which it did. Such a happy mama right now. And this other person, I had a solid night of sleep last night, pretty amazing. I usually wake up several times and toss and turn all night long. Amazing. These oils have been life-changing thanks to the Deep Blue and my chiropractor. I am also not taking painkillers for my back and neck anymore. Thank you so much for helping me get started. Just wanted to share with you that my aunt started using oils and it helped her so much that she's not feel depressed, and that makes me so happy. Thank you again for all the help. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your knowledge. Being on essential oils has been a game changer. Little things like knowing breathe and frankincense and lemon for my son's night hacking cough, right? Diffuse this blend, rubbed on his chest, his spine and feet, and like magic, he is asleep. Thank you all. I wanted to try something natural to heal and help my toddler's warts. We have been using them for 1 month and all of his warts are gone. I'm a believer. I have to say the Sick Blend is a miracle worker. My 5-month-old is finally so much better, and her great aunt was sick too, so I made her a roller bottle, and guess what? She is feeling better. My mom tried the Deep Blue Rub and was success on her knee pain, and my brother-in-law tried the Deep Blue Oil too, also successful after snowboarding, no pain the next day. My toddler came down with a runny nose, a cold, cough bad this week, all before we were supposed to leave for a trip. I vowed to make 2018 a medicine-free year for my family, but her getting sick right before my trip made me nervous. What if the oils didn't work? My husband was definitely skeptical. I immediately started following the protocol for her and myself, and 2 days later, she's running wild in the house, no runny nose, no cough, Flu Bomb Roller, which is the Get Well roller bottle, down her spine 3 to 4 times a day, breathe in lavender on her chest, manuka honey and elderberry syrup. Never has she bounced back from a cold so fast. Usually I'm wiping her nose for a good week, but she's all better and I'm so impressed. We've used oils for overall wellness, but this was the first time I got to put them to the test for actual sickness. And I am so impressed. So these are the kind of comments of why I love sharing oils. I'm going to let you know today how you can get started with oils. Now, if you're in Australia, the kit names might be slightly different, but their basic overall oils are in the same kit. So definitely talk to the person that's helping you out if you're in Australia or a different country. But if you're here in the US, these are the kits. With a starter kit, you actually get a free wholesale membership. Now, it's nothing that you're wrangled into. It's literally just like a Costco membership, which if you're familiar with Costco, it's that big discount store, right? You just get everything at a discount and there's no extra add-ons. So same thing with doTERRA. In the starter kit, normally the membership is $35 to get the wholesale membership, but with the kit, you get that $35 taken off and you get everything for 25% off. You actually get your own login to their website, so once you go on there, everything's discounted for you and you can order whenever you want. You don't have to sell it. There's no monthly ordering, nothing. It's just a straight discount, lots of fun freebies, which I'll share in a second, and tons of support. You get added to our private Facebook group, and it's definitely an awesome way. I started with the Home Essentials kit, which we'll be talking about in a second, when I first got started and literally use all of those oils on a weekly basis. But if for some reason these kits don't seem like the perfect fit for you, you can contact the person that sent you to this webinar. So if it's me, come talk to me. You can email me afterwards or DM me on Instagram, or talk to your other person and they can help you. But most people, these are the kits that they like getting started with. So this is the Home Essentials kit. It's basically like making over your medicine cabinet. Now, this comes with that large 15 milliliter bottle. So this is definitely when I decided I knew I wanted the large bottles, not the small ones, because I knew I was going to make that lifestyle change. I knew they had a great shelf life, and I wanted to be able to use them topically, aromatically, all of those kind of ways, internally, and I wanted the most savings and value. So in this kit, you get $115 off the wholesale price, and actually it's even more because you get that Manuka and Litsea, and I'm throwing in some more things. So you're probably up to $200 off this month, which is amazing. So these bottles are 3 times the size for not even double the cost. So there is a smaller kit, which we'll talk about in a second, but this kit has the 3 times the size of the bottle, and it's only $275. Plus tax and shipping is $4. So you get 10 bottles. Deep Blue is in the small bottle. That's always how it comes. All the other bottles have the 15 milliliter bottles, which have around 250 to 275 drops. So that's a lot of applications and usage out of those bottles. You're also going to get that free fractionated coconut oil, so you can start making your blends right away. I always love throwing in a free wild orange because that's one of my favorite oils. You're going to get 5 roller bottles, a hand sanitizer, and the diffuser bracelet that I'm going to show you. And then with this kit only, you're going to get the Manuka oil and the Litsea oil. So, I mean, this kit basically has so many freebies for you. Here are the roller bottles. You're going to get these ones right here, and you can pick the labels that you want on them. Sickness, focus, sleep, calm, teach your life. And then you'll get a hand sanitizer that I've already pre-made for you that says germs on there. And then this month only, I'm throwing in a free diffuser jewelry piece. This jewelry piece, you can put oil on these lava beads right here, and they actually stay on the lava bead for up to 24 hours, and you can inhale them for that aromatic effect. So you get that with either of the kits. And then if that one is out of your budget and you really can't swing that one, sorry, wait one second, my son's here.
I have some pictures on my head.
Oh, I love it. Good job, Donovan. I'll see it in 1 second, okay? Sorry, mom life, you gotta love that. Okay, so Home Essentials kit, and then if that one's out of your budget, we do have the Family Essentials kit, which is the exact same oil, so you get all 10 oils still. You get lavender, lemon, peppermint, breathe, deep blue, melaleuca, frankincense, oregano, digestin, and On Guard. Now they are 5 milliliters, so they're a third of the size. It doesn't come with a diffuser. Now in this kit, I forgot to mention, actually in the Home Essentials kit, the diffuser is for free. So one more perk, right? So that is the Home Essentials kit. Now the Family Essentials kit, if you're on a budget, I still want to get oils in your house, and this is the way to go. You can get a diffuser, you know, later on added onto this, but you just want to get the oils in your home, and this is a great way to get started because you get that free membership. You also get those beadlets, which are those small amount of oils you can take internally. You get peppermint and On Guard, and you get the free membership. Plus, I'm adding in the fractionated coconut oil, the wild orange, the 5 roller bottles, the hand sanitizer, and I was even thinking I might add in the diffuser bracelet to this kit too. So both of these kits are awesome ways to get started with. We have the Home Essentials kit, or we have the Family Essentials kit, and then we'll add in the freebies this month as well. So if you know what you want to get started, now if you came to the webinar through me, I'll email you this as well, but you're literally just going to go to mydoterra.com/melodybrandon. And then you're going to click at the top at the 3 bars and then click Become a Member. You're going to choose a wholesale customer unless you think you want to do this as a business, which I do have info on that. Then you would choose a wellness advocate. But most people start off with a customer for sure. And most of my people are just customers. But some people are like, I'm sold, I want to jump in. And if that's you, you could choose wellness advocate if you want. You're going to pick your country. You're going to pick your kit. You're going to pick your shipping, put your billing info in, and you're set. Then I'll get an email. I'll get you added to our private Facebook group. I'll send you out our ebook, our charts, and then I'll send you out all of your freebies as well. So I will email you this. Of course, I'll add my email in the sidebar. Of course, if you got sent to this webinar from someone else, make sure and contact them. They're a part of our group, so you'll get all of those kind of emails. You'll get all of that kind of support and access just like from me, and I'll be on there too to help answer questions. So those are the 2 kits. I hope you guys learned a lot from the webinar today on how to use essential oils and how maybe you could change over from using, you know, maybe antibiotics or that cough medicine or that headache medicine, and, you know, or stuff for stress and anxiety, and really how you can use things that are more natural, that are still safe, effective, and potent. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If any of you have any questions at all, I can totally stay on and answer them. I will put in my email address for you right over here. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, or if it's on Australia, it's Monday. But yeah, thanks again for jumping on, you guys. If you do have any questions, I'll say, oh, wait 1 more second. Otherwise, I will head off and go to Mom Life. Oh, you're so welcome, Pearl. I'm so glad you could jump on, and I'm so glad other of you got to jump on as well. Like I said, if you do have friends or family that you know this would really help with and you want to send this webinar to them, just reach out to me and I can send you the recording and they can watch it as well, and we would love to help them get started with oils too and learn more. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.